Let me go find. Oh, look. See, I knew he'd show up eventually.
Oh yeah.
Yo, what up?
What's going on? We're you just popped in. We just went live. I haven't even done an intro yet. Trying to send out the link.
Oh,
It
my bad.
was funny. Chris is like, I'm just gonna go live. Jose will show up eventually, and then as soon as it goes live, you popped in.
I popped in right in time.
Right on time. He meant to do that. He likes to make an
Exactly.
entrance.
Exactly.
This is Batman Forever. Your entrance was good. His was better. The difference, showmanship. Ugh.
Oh man. There we go. This is what I'm looking for.
As Tommy Lee Jones would say, I cannot sanction your buffoonery.
Jesus, man.
Listen, that's what he said.
All right. Get in here. Boom. Out where I want to be. This is where I want to be. Okay. Fuck it. Let's go. Let's do this.
Don't fuck it. And don't let your friends fuck it either.
You heard it here first. Don't fuck it. So, welcome to Collector's Hideout. The podcast where we get together once a week to get away from the real world and all the nonsense and bullshit that's going on to talk nerdy pop culture, different types of shit depending on the day. Sometimes it's movies, sometimes it's collectibles, video games. This evening, though, we're doing wrestling. We haven't done a wrestling one in a while. We've done a couple, but it's been a minute since we've done one. So I figured, fuck it, let's do one. We had a pretty big moment the other night on Monday, and figured with that we have some other shit to talk about when it pertains to wrestling. Figured it'd be a good night to do that. So welcome everybody to the Squared Circle Throwdown. Oh man, I missed that podcast. We did like 2 episodes and never did it again.
It was great.
But tonight,
Really great.
tonight, as you see, we've got myself, Wheezy, Mr. Psycho's here. How you doing, man?
Doing well. Doing well.
Awesome. And then becoming not a regular, but coming on more often than some others, depending on the topic at hand. We have some Cuban guy. How you doing, man?
You're muted, sir.
And he's muted. All right. I remember my first day too. So
All right, he's nope.
Wait.
You're back now.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, we
I
can.
can hear you now.
What the heck? That was
Good.
weird. Okay. Usually when the red light is on, it means it's on. So my mic is backwards. Hi, how's everybody doing? My bad. Sorry about that.
He makes an entrance and then he's fucking still late somehow.
Jesus. I thought you guys could hear me earlier. That was weird. Okay. Well, whatever.
I did hear you earlier.
We did hear you
Yeah, that
earlier.
was super weird then. Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
like when you first hopped in, we definitely heard you, but then
Technology, bro. What could you?
it'd
what
be
can you
like
do?
that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say he did it on purpose.
Right.
So I wasn't really sure where and which direction we wanted to go with wrestling tonight, because obviously I've been watching it since the '80s, on and off. Took a break, came back in the Attitude Era, took another break, and well, since that I periodically watch it here and there, and I watch a little more now than I have, but because it just happened Monday night. AJ Styles is officially retired.
I don't
Did
know
you
how
watch
I
it?
feel about that.
Did you watch it?
Yes.
I watched it as well. Yeah.
So
I think collectively, I think AJ is like pretty much like on the top of a lot of our lists as far as like current or what were the current like top stars. So we were all fans, I think.
Top workers at least
Yeah.
at minimum. Yes.
Yeah.
so I'll say this about AJ. When he first got introduced, I did not care for him. But I'm not ashamed to say that when it comes to wrestling, I watch WWE, right? I don't go off into the other brands, all the other territories. So I've heard of AJ before he came to WWE. Like he wasn't just unknown to me. Like I've heard rumblings, people talk about him, but I was not familiar with his work at all. I was whatever. Um, his stint he did with WWE, I grew to like him. I've got no issue with it. I can't think of a single match that I didn't enjoy with him, right? Like I enjoyed everything he did. and I can respect the work because you could see he was passionate. You could see he was good at what he was doing. So I definitely have respect for the man. I'm not an AJ fan, but definitely I have no gripes against the man at all.
Yeah,
Not
I think
like,
that's
how much I hate like Logan Paul because he fucking sucks.
well, yeah. I think most people don't like Logan Paul, but I mean, yeah. I mean, what you kind of hit the nail on the head there, Chris. Like, I think it's hard to, like, if you look back at his stint in WWE, it's really hard to find like like a bad match that he was in. Like that's just a testament of how great a worker he was. Like he was even though like he wasn't young, like he
No.
was over 40. I think when he first got into WWE, like he was already at like 40 or 41.
No, it can't be. He's been in there 10 years. He's not 50 yet.
Oh well, okay. Well, has it been 10 years really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, really,
because
yeah.
he debuted in a 16 Rumble.
But even then, like I mean, when he came in, like he wasn't young. Like he was probably late 30s then, I would say.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, he was already he was already seasoned, right?
Yeah.
He was a seasoned
yeah.
wrestler.
Like he had already been in the business. Yeah, I mean, he was in WCW like during WCW's late days.
Yeah, I mean, he wrestled a match against Hurricane against the Hurricane on WWE.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's when like they're doing the behind the dark matches and stuff, and
Yeah, I think it was like on Sunday Night Heat or something like that he wrestled
Okay.
Hurricane. But
See,
even
like-
so, I mean, that's technically like a dark match, basically.
well, see,
So,
like I've got a group of wrestlers who I don't like, for a very specific reason, right? And there's 4 I can think of. One being John Cena, 2 being Randy Orton, 3 being Roman Reigns, and 4 being AJ Styles, right? And that reason is because anytime any of those 4 come out on stage, all of a sudden my wife is interested in watching wrestling and she likes to point out how, oh, look at this. And like, I don't need to be pointing out like this specific part of Randy Orton's body. I don't need to be pointed out every time he comes on stage or so those 4 guys, just because my wife won't shut the fuck up about them when they're in the ring, I don't like them. Even though I do like them, but I can't like them just because she won't shut up about them. AJ's one of them.
So I think I mean I feel like it's apropos to kind of, since we're on this topic of AJ, maybe we could talk about like some of our favorite like AJ Styles matches.
1 second. I just want to. I like that.
Go ahead.
I just want to ask Chris, like, don't you think that might be a perfect time to say, like quote Dave Chappelle so you don't get in trouble, but you can say
There's not much you can quote Dave Chappelle with without getting in trouble these days. We discussed this earlier.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
like, I want to quote Dave Chappelle skit. All I can say is like that's all I can say.
you know what? But when he was being interviewed in season 2 as President George Bush, so that's why I was shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, just tell it to my wife. You know?
Yeah, no, but don't say, "Hey, Melissa," right? Be like,
Right.
just start quoting it randomly so you can't get in trouble. If she gets upset, be like, "Hey, I'm quoting Dave Chappelle. I didn't say anything to you."
You know what I would do if I was Melissa? I would shut the fuck up. That's what I would do. Is that what you're saying?
That's how you get in trouble. You just quote it, right, without changing it, and then the message still gets across.
I like to live, so no, let's not do that. Out of curiosity, when it comes to Styles, I was watching Raw, and I was beyond tired. So when he came out and he started his speech, I went to that. I was like, I no disrespect to the man, but I was dying. I had to go. The did Undertaker coming out, was that live? Did they show that live?
Yeah,
or was that
yeah,
behind
that
the
was
scenes?
live. That
was live.
Okay, I'm sorry I missed that too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'll watch his speech, tomorrow. I'll watch it later, whatever. But then I was like, damn, Taker came out and had that moment.
Undertaker scared the shit out of him.
Oh no,
Yeah.
you see on Styles' face when Undertaker's like, "You and I have unfinished business." You see on his face like, "Fuck, man, I thought we were done. Like nobody told me about."
I
this."
think if you look at his lips, he like audibly said, "Oh shit."
He's like you see, like in his mind, he's like, or like, I already got vacation planned. What do you? I have to do another run to WrestleMania. Am I fighting you? Like nobody told me.
To be fair, I mean, what would you do if you were in that situation? Like if Undertaker just comes up to you and just like is in your face and it is like we have some unfinished business. Like I feel like you would say, "Oh shit," too.
Like I feel,
"Oh
but
shit."
part of me, if they were gonna like surprise AJ with like, oh, your last match is really Undertaker at WrestleMania, I would really want like Teddy Long to announce it to let AJ know. Like,
One-on-one
with
with
the
Undertaker.
like
That
that's
would've
the only
been
way
great.
to have done it.
Where's Che when you need him?
That would have
But like, but in but apparently I'm a hater. Yes, I'm a hater. I don't know what I'm hating on, but yes, I'm a hater. I hate so much. But that was like even watching that moment, and when he announced, like as soon as he said, "I'd like to," everybody understood, right? You know, I have the honor of and whatever.
yeah.
We knew where he was going, but like I felt goosebumps for AJ. Like that was an amazing moment.
Yeah.
But
And then you know the internet.
There was a
Go ahead.
video that they put up from backstage afterwards, and Taker and AJ are talking, and he's like, "You got me." He's like, you absolutely got me." When you're like, "We have unfinished business," I was like, "What am I gonna do?" He's like, "And I can't even get you back now. Like, how do I get you back?" AJ's just standing there and everything while he's telling Undertaker, he's like, I can't even get you back."
You know, and just to touch on Jose, because you were starting to ask the question because we're on the topic of AJ and all this. Like, what's your favorite AJ Styles match?
Yeah.
I don't personally, I don't have one, right? And it's nothing against him and his work. There's not a, it's probably because like as a kid, I watched wrestling a lot more thoroughly with The Rock and Austin. Like I could pick out some of my favorite matches from them, but the recent guys I just watched to enjoy it. I didn't watch as thoroughly with the storytelling behind it. Um, I mean, I appreciate and I enjoyed all his matches, but I don't have like a specific match and I'm like, oh, that's my favorite AJ Styles because every match he seemed to really impress me to where I'm just like, yeah, he's doing what he needs to do.
Yeah,
Guys?
I mean, I'm an AJ Styles fan. I didn't really watch TNA. I saw a little bit here and there. I knew who AJ Styles was when he came out, so when he debuted, I thought that was pretty huge. To be honest, I did not think he would have the kind of career in WWE that he had. I didn't, Vince McMahon has a habit of not pushing people that he didn't create, stars that he didn't create. Like he'll bring them in, but they'll be stuck in mid card, right? Like he doesn't push them, and there are only a few exceptions to that. Booker T got massive push, and a lot of it was because the charisma was just undeniable. And those
I'm
early,
because you can bury somebody, but if the audience is still behind them like crazy, there's no point in trying to bury him.
yeah. Well, I mean, part of it was when they tried to bury him. And I don't want to say that Vince tried to bury him. I don't know that that's fair. I can't look back and say, "Oh, this was Booker T getting shit on," right? But having him be with Austin in the beginning like that, like coming out and feuding with The Rock, but then also being with Austin, I think the promo he did with Austin in the supermarket, in the bingo hall, and all the other places they shot those, like lifted him up, and the fans just wanted to see more. But also, Booker T is a hell of a talent. And so, when I look at AJ Styles, I thought to myself, well, he's smaller than what Vince likes. He's definitely not as muscular. And he's from TNA. I don't know that Vince is really going to give him
What's going on, Drew? Yeah, because he built his name in TNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Vince actually let him do his thing. And I think it might be, if I recall correctly, when he came in, he had that crazy ass feud with John Cena for like a year and a half, right? Mm-hmm. Where He's like, people ask me what I want to do, and I'm just gonna beat up John Cena.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
with the OC,
like everything was beat up John Cena.
which is great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was kind of like you couldn't turn the channel away because it was somebody new, and when they said something about Cena, they could back it up, and their matches were fantastic.
Yeah.
And it makes sense, right? Because he was the biggest name essentially in TNA, right? He was like TNA's top talent.
With Samoa Joe, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sweet Tooth, right? Yeah, him too. But like, you had AJ, so it makes sense that he would come to WWE, and he would essentially target WWE's biggest
top
talent,
guy.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. But like John was saying, I mean, like when we talk about his best matches, I mean, I feel like those early matches against John Cena were like for sure some of the. I mean, those are some of the best matches in like John Cena's career. You know what I mean? I still remember. I think it was like SummerSlam, where they were going against each other, and it was just crazy match back and forth, and then it ended up like Cena was like pulling all the stops, and the one thing I remember was John Cena hitting the attitude adjustment from like the second rope, which like nobody ever kicked out of, and then like AJ Styles kicked out of it, and everyone was like, what is happening? Like no one anticipated like that kind of match, and then after that, like he like reverses like the attitude adjustment into like a Styles Clash. Like it was just like a crazy match.
Which it may not have been an AJ Styles match. This is just for Cena because you mentioned him. You know, we all know Cena being the 5 moves of doom, right? But recently, with his last run that he did, his going away fucking run he did, his retirement run, there was a match where he actually did. Somebody was doing a move to him where they have to like do a flip and they land. And it's like you never see John Cena take a move like that because he just doesn't flip. I don't know if it was AJ though, but he did that shit like on the concrete, and everybody was shocked when it happened because like he doesn't normally do that. Like Cena was pulling out all the stops.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was an AJ one because it seems like AJ often pushed Cena to bring his best.
Yeah, for sure.
And to step out of his comfort zone.
And I think Cena himself has said like AJ was like one of his favorite opponents.
I mean, and I will say that for me, I think some of his best matches, like Jose said, were that initial feud with John Cena when he came into the company. But then when he did that feud with Nakamura, a couple of, like, I don't know if it was a year later, 2 years later, whatever it was. But I remember it being like Cena was his first big feud. And after that, the next feud was Nakamura. And his matches with Shinsuke Nakamura were amazing.
Yep.
Well, that also has a lot to do with Shinsuke, right? Because he's an amazing talent also.
Yeah, but also because of their history, like in New Japan.
Yeah.
So because I mean, immediately after TNA, like you know, AJ had a really amazing run in New Japan where he was like part of the Bullet Club, and he like essentially like I don't remember if I think he created the Bullet Club. I think he was one of the founding members.
Yep.
Yeah.
So along with like along with the OC, yeah, and like Luke and Gallows and stuff, and yeah, like those matches that he had with Shinsuke in NJPW were like incredible. And then he had like matches with Hiroshi Tanahashi, who recently retired. It's basically like the Japanese equivalent of John Cena, and like early matches with Okada when Okada was, you know, just kind of almost breaking into the business. He'd only been in the business for like a few years.
Yeah.
But like those matches like established those like, and it was because of AJ that those matches, you know, established like those guys as like really big time headliners, but also like established AJ as like one of the top, like the what are called Gaijin or just like American wrestlers. So
now it's interesting because like, you know, because of how good his matches were with like Shinsuke, right? I can't say they were bad matches. They were still good matches, but they weren't like top of the line matches. Would be the few he had with Balor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they have a history too, but I don't know if that was an AJ or a Balor issue, or it just wasn't, the story wasn't there for why. But the matches those matches were never like top tier, like, oh my God, they were amazing. And they have a very similar history, like Shinsuke and AJ have as well.
Well, I think wasn't it one of those matches that they had? Because I mean, you're right. Like they never actually had like a proper like feud or build up. Like they just had a match, and I think
Like everybody was waiting for them to rebuild the Bullet Club, right?
Yeah, I think the one time they fought, I think it was because somebody got injured, and I think they had to like plug in Balor or AJ to kind of fill the spot. I forgot who it was. I think maybe it was Seth Rollins, or
He
something.
likes to
But
be injured.
yeah, so
Fucking
um,
CrossFit Jesus.
but yeah, like I mean, every time they had match, they had really great chemistry. But yeah, I mean, they never had like a proper feud where they had like storyline build up and stuff. And there was a ton of potential there just with the background for like the Bullet Club and everything. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The only matches I can recall with Balor and Styles are, both of them were faces at the time, and so they couldn't like build a program. There wasn't anything, I guess, spectacular going on.
yeah.
My favorite AJ Styles match, and I guess this makes me a mark, but his Boneyard match with Undertaker.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't think anybody else could have given us a match that caliber with the Undertaker being as reduced as he was physically, right? Like, AJ Styles carried that match, and Undertaker has said it in interviews that it couldn't have been anybody else but AJ. I mean, and Shawn Michaels obviously could have done it if he had not been retired, right? Like if he hadn't been retired and if he was younger, he was of that caliber. But I think that's part of the reason I've always liked AJ Styles is because he reminds me of Shawn Michaels, right? Like just this fantastic worker who never gave you bad matches, and just it was always fun to watch.
Yeah. And obviously like that's like a lot of people's like dream matches is what if AJ and like Shawn went at it. That would have been probably an all-time classic if they had like a proper match.
Yep.
So it just sucks it never happened.
Well, we don't have a DeLorean to go back in time and make that happen. Sadly.
Unfortunately,
it just kind of is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's also it's weird, and obviously things change over time, right? The WWE's been around. Well, when did they actually officially become WWF? Like, was that in the 70s?
Yeah, like late.
No,
70s,
they were WWF.
Yeah, and then they became WWF.
70s, and then when Vince bought them in the early 80s, like
early 80s,
before the rise of WrestleMania, they became WWF.
Yeah, that's what I did. So WWF, let's just say as that part of the franchise, WWF started in the 80s. So from the 80s until now, that's a long run, right? That's a 40+ year run. So obviously things change, things adapt. It's interesting, and I don't know if I like it. I was okay with Cena, but the whole kind of doing like a retirement run for a wrestler, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of how they're doing that. Because we've never had it before, like a real retirement run until Cena did it.
Yeah.
And they snuck in an AJ one that I think nobody was really expecting. Then all of a sudden, like it turned into an AJ retirement road.
I don't know that we really got that. Like the internet knew that his contract was coming up, and he was very open that he wouldn't sign another contract anywhere after his last contract because he needed to go. So I think it was the fans really pushing this, and then they had Glenn? They had Gunther retire him, right? So I don't know.
Well, because it's like as soon as Cena was gone, all of the focus went to AJ's, at least online, right? Not WWE promoting a retirement run.
Because the fans
online, it's like, oh, that's it. Oh, here goes AJ. These are his last matches. Like it became that real focus. And obviously, the internet changes things from the way it was in the 90s and in the early 2000s, right? But it's like I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the whole retirement runs.
Yeah.
Cena was, I could be wrong, but is he not the longest running WWE like consistent start to finish? Because he never worked for another company, did he? He
No.
started with
No,
WWE.
he started from OVW, yeah, all the way up. Yeah, he's always been WWE.
So he's always been there. So he's probably the longest running consistent superstar.
But not
I
for
mean-
long, because soon it's going to be Randy Orton.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fine.
But I
But-
feel like didn't
Together.
I feel like Taker was longer.
No, but Taker was at WCW at one point.
Yeah, but like after that, like I mean, he was in WWE for the
Yeah,
rest.
once
of
he
his
became
career.
WWE, Taker stayed in WWE.
Yeah. Are you talking about like just only WWE?
No, just like
That's
he was
it?
legit. He never worked at.
Oh, then
another-
yeah, I would say
Cena.
it's Cena, yeah. And then like John said, like Randy Orton's not that far behind.
And Randy Orton barely wrestles anymore, anyways. So,
I mean,
He doesn't need to. He just
Yeah.
needs to show up.
which is perfectly fine. It's not,
yeah. It's
I'm
Randy,
not
it's
knocking
Orton,
Randy
man.
Orton. All right, the wife loves him. I'm not knocking the man. All right, I'm just saying. So I can understand why I feel like it's cool for Cena to do it because he is the longest running. Now there's gonna be more after him. That's fine, but anybody else, I think it's kind of we need to hold off on the whole retirement runs and not do that countdown. Also, I don't want a Stone Cold retirement run either, or not a run, but a nobody even fucking knew it was his last match except for him and The Rock type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, like, where the hell's Austin? Like, what happened there? Nobody knew. Like, he was just gone. You know, it's just I'm on two sides of that. Like, I don't like the whole year-long retirement run story, but at the same time, I don't want them just to disappear.
So I agree with you because I also don't want another year-long retirement run like John Cena, but I think it's because it didn't live up to the hype. They built it to be this
That's interesting.
monumental moment, right? Like, here's this guy who carried the company. He's giving you guys one last year so that you can, actually go see him before he's gone. So it's not pulling a Stone Cold. It's not like, hey, I just wrestled WrestleMania. I'm done, right? I'm leaving. But in my opinion, they fumbled John Cena's last year so badly. And that's why I don't want another one.
Yeah,
Right?
I
Like,
agree with that.
they made stupid decisions. They didn't show me all the matches that I would have wanted. And some of the matches that they had were absolutely dumb. And I
mean,
just
a
don't
lot
think
of
that
it
they
was just
did it.
a lot of it was just a storyline. Like it just didn't fit, and the fans weren't buying it. I mean, it was like it's very similar to when they brought Hogan back. In the NWO storyline, like they were trying to make the NWO storyline work, but the fans like didn't want it. Like the fans wanted to see like red and yellow Hulk Hogan back, and it's like eventually like they cave in. And the whole NWO storyline was kind of scrapped in favor of basically giving what the fans wanted to see, which is ultimately what they ended up doing. But yeah, I mean, they wasted a lot of time, where they could have been having like matches that the fans wanted to see with Cena's last run. Like they had to go and do a bunch of dumb stuff.
I liked heel Cena though, so.
I would have liked it if it was actually
right. I mean, like
not like whiny bitch.
Well,
Cena.
I would have preferred it a heel Cena years ago, right? Because to know that they only gave you heel Cena because it's his final run, people to finally see him as the heel again, like I would prefer it so it would have been more fluid, more fleshed out, years ago when he had time to really work with it. Versus just randomly, he's a heel.
Yeah.
Which is completely out of character for Cena.
And that was part of the problem.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
Didn't want that.
Yeah. But it could have
I enjoyed
worked.
the promos. I enjoyed his heel promos.
It could have worked if The Rock was like stayed on television and like worked as like the guy who was like basically like seen as like my corporate champion. Like that whole storyline could have worked, and then the Rock just is like, nope, bye, and then like never heard from again. So they did this whole storyline of like you know, Cody giving his soul over to The Rock, and The Rock was like, and he told him The Rock to go fuck himself, and then turns out Cena was like the guy. But then it just like he just bailed.
Yeah.
And then the whole Travis Scott thing too, like just the whole that fucked it up too. Like it just made it a huge mess. And then
I don't even know why Travis Scott was there in the first place.
Nobody does. No, nobody does.
Yeah, no, and that's what Glenn was saying in the chat here, right? Like the heel turn could have been great, but The Rock interjected and bailed, and then we got the Travis Scott debacle.
Yeah, and then it would just.
But like The Rock, he bailed because he had prior obligations with like a movie or something, right? That he just couldn't partake.
But then
why start the whole storyline then? Like,
no, I'm asking. Like that was a question, kind of put as a statement. Like that's what it was, right? Supposedly.
Right.
So that was part of it, but then part of it was he didn't like the way that they were booking things, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just not going to do it."
No, you can't make The Rock do what The Rock doesn't want to do. So he's The Rock for a reason. Isn't he part owner still?
He's on the board for TKO. Yeah.
Okay. Even Glenn said Travis doesn't know why he was there.
Glenn, did you still want to get in here?
Oh shit!
He was just there to slap Cody Rhodes in the face and then leave.
Busted Cody's eardrum or something, didn't he? Like he really
did.
Like,
yeah, he did. He did. Yeah.
But shit happens. Give him receipt. Fuck.
Well, I mean, if you did want to still jump in, Glenn, because I don't know if the Yup was to a different question or whatever. I sent you the link to get in. I think through text and through Facebook Messenger.
So, getting off of the AJ, but continue with it with modern, right? Just because there's a lot there.
You can also do it on your phone.
I enjoy the hell out of whatever these stories are they're doing with the Usos, and like I don't know why I enjoy it so much, but I fucking do.
Because they're great.
Wait, which stories with the Usos are you talking about?
Just if there's an Uso involved, I'm enjoying it. That's what it's turning into.
I mean, they're just having fun.
Like as long as the Usos are being Usi, I'm in. Like I feel like it's a good thing.
They're just having fun.
Hold it down there, Sami Zayn.
The only thing I was a little bit frustrated with was just like how the Royal Rumble played out, where when Jey Uso came out, they were doing the whole thing, and then like he was like, let's run it back, like in the middle of the Rumble match, and then like during that, like Brock Lesnar gets eliminated and like nobody sees it. Like I was like, how are you gonna have Brock Lesnar get eliminated?
Well, because yeeting is much more important to Brock Lesnar.
And then it's funny too, because like you watch it and like I saw some different angles, and like while Jay's music was playing, like Brock goes to like Cody and like literally tells him like eliminate me. Like while it's happening, like Brock Lesnar was just like, fuck this shit, dude. I'm out of here. Like
I know I'm not fucking winning this. I'm just gonna go down.
It was so funny, man. Like I don't know why that just made me like really laugh when I saw it. But like you can literally see him word like eliminate me. Like
I mean, I don't want to get completely off topic, but I think I want to say a little bit more about Cena as far as he could have just. I think if there was something more for the heel turn, but like the character that he became as a heel was not entertaining, right? And it's not that I hated him because he was a heel. Like during the Attitude Era, Triple H's heel, like I hated that, but I respected it because he wanted you to hate him. This John Cena, I didn't hate him. I just was pissed off that they were ruining the last year of Cena being there as a fan. It's like, okay, well, now you're gonna make people hate him, but it's not even a good hate. It's a shitty hate.
Yeah.
And like that makes me hate it more.
Like it just feels like they just turned him heel just because it was like one of the last things that like people wanted him to do.
Well, because they hinted at, but they didn't hint at it, but they gave you the tease of it, or that little synopsis of it with the during the Bray Wyatt match where they showed Cena an NWO shirt, and I was like, that's what people wanted, you know?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, we're gonna finally get the people what they want. and it
Which-
wasn't what the people wanted. It wasn't done the way the people wanted to, right?
Which, by the way, that Firehouse Funhouse, that Firefly Funhouse match is like an underrated classic. That match was actually phenomenal. Like if you go back and watch, it's one of those entertaining things you'll ever see.
One of the
Like
most
it's like
storytelling matches ever.
yeah, it's like the Boneyard match. Like it's very similar. Like it was just really zany and crazy, but it was also like just really. It just showed like why like Bray Wyatt was so
Bro.
good.
COVID was a weird time, man.
It was a weird time. COVID was a really weird time in wrestling.
Years ago, they teased John Cena joining DX when it was Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and then in the Firefly Funhouse match, they teased him, joining NWO, and then nothing
But-
of that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a difference though. Like Cena in that era of DX, they weren't heels. Like that was just we're going out to have a good time and make people laugh. DX.
Yes.
So like that just wasn't there. Even Cena said that that Sean and Hunter got to him like, hey, this isn't your time to be able to act like this yet. Like we've earned this. You'll get this eventually.
Yeah.
Like his
But see,
he was curious if he was going to be able to join and be able to have that freedom to do that stuff. And they're like, no, not yet. You're not here.
But again, and that goes back to what I was saying, is like as a fan being robbed of that moment because Cena didn't get that. Half of his last year was spent, or more than half of his last year was spent in a shitty gimmick that didn't work, that the fans didn't care about, and they should have just scrapped it in the beginning when The Rock dropped out and it wasn't working and the fans.
But here's the thing.
Like,
and I'm gonna sound like some Cuban guy I know, but that final year, those decisions, for a lot of that was Cena's call, right? Like that's what Cena wanted. Like Cena had a lot to do with what he did. Like he had a lot of input, so those decisions were kind of most likely his call and wanted to do it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, how mad can we be about that? Like when I was like how he fucking lost his match against his last match, right? Like I think it was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
But that's the way Cena wanted it, so I can't be mad at him for it. That's the what he wanted.
But
I don't agree with it. I didn't enjoy it, but it just is what it is.
But see,
It's kind of a tradition, though.
It's not like Triple H is like, hey, Cena, you're going fucking heel. Go out there and be a bad guy.
Yeah. Hey, welcome aboard, Glenn. It's good to see you.
What's going on,
What's
guys?
going on, Glenn?
How's it going? Yeah, I hear what you're saying though with Cena and him wanting it that way, and in a way, it's kind of tradition for the older guys to kind of go out with a loss to kind of pass the torch on to the next. I myself disagreed with that whole run for that whole year. It was, I mean, the heel Cena could have been great. I mean, when it happened at Elimination Chamber, we were all like, "Oh my god, it's happening!" And then it just kind of petered out, and then we got Travis Scott, and nobody should ever have Travis Scott. Who is Travis Scott, anyways? Is he like a singer?
Travis
or something?
Scott doesn't
He's a
want Travis
rapper.
Scott.
Yeah,
But
That's still a form
But
of
yeah,
sin.
I mean,
Calm down,
at the
Jose.
end of the day, like he did what he could with it. We still got some really good matches, especially like by the end for sure. Like his match with like CM Punk was really good. His match with AJ was really good. So and the Cody match was.
So
good
would you
too.
say that like Cena took what he was handed, right? Because like they had the story going and then the story changed with The Rock and all that changing.
Yeah.
So he was essentially handed like, yo, make it work. So that was like his version of Dean Ambrose getting the plant. Like, here, make it work. And then he just like did the best he could to make it work.
Yeah, and that's part of why Cena was always so great through his career. He would do whatever it took to make it work. And to your point, Chris, where you say that he did what he wanted to do, he got to choose some of his opponents. He did not get to choose the storyline. And so he did choose to tap out to Gunther because, as Glenn said, he was doing the job.
heel turn.
Right? Like you go out and you put somebody over when you go out, right?
Still stupid.
But it was kind of like
stupid.
all those other decisions were dumb. I don't care. He could have fought all those guys. As
let's
a
go out
face.
with your
And
looking at the lights.
Yeah. So
God damn it.
I don't know.
I'm back. Okay. I disappeared for a second, apparently. But
yeah, your feed's getting real blurry.
It's getting a little choppy.
A lot. But
so since we're
I'll be right
on the
back.
topic is you're good. Since we're on the topic of Cena, one of the things that I really dug about that last night, the Saturday night's main event, his final appearance, was he kind of showcased a lot of like the newer talent, which I thought was really, really, really cool. So one thing that I kind of wanted to discuss with you guys is because I know Chris has started watching a little bit more regularly, so I think I'm gonna assume Chris is pretty familiar with like a lot of the newer talent. Is that right, Chris? Like, are you familiar?
I mean, for the most part.
Hold on. Does anybody else see two Wheezies in here, or is it just me?
No, it's
there
there.
we go.
There we go.
There goes the other Wheezy left.
Yeah.
My Wheezy.
Damn imposters.
So what I wanted to kind of So what I wanted to discuss was like which of the like the newer, I guess the newer breed or the newer talent that's kind of come up very recently, like which ones are like gonna like which ones do you guys see as like being like really major stars or really major players in the future?
Obafemi.
I guess my question would be, what are we calling newer?
Yeah, true. I mean, what's the new
I guess like within like the past like year that we've seen, I would say.
Oh shit!
Like coming up to the main roster.
Well,
so
are you talking about just the men or the men and the women?
We can talk about both.
So
Okay.
I would say, God damn.
All right, that's it.
I was going to say Obafemi. I think that guy's got star written all over him.
Agreed.
Yeah, Obafemi
I guess
is
my
for
problem-
sure my guy. Like I love that guy.
Yeah.
Just like
I don't
strap
think
a
I
rocket to
know-
that dude.
I don't think I know like how long certain people have been around. All I know is how long they've been on my radar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not an
So-
NXT guy, if you don't watch NXT, most of these new guys are new. But if you watch NXT, they've been there a few years. I mean, you've got Javon Evans. He's been NXT champion. He's been around. Who's the other guy? Trick Williams. He's been around.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of these guys, they're not new. And I mean, go ahead.
No, so like Trick Williams is that's the guy who had a match with Kofi the other night, right?
No, that was No, are you talking about Raw? On Raw?
On Raw, yeah.
On Raw, that was Javon Evans.
Javon Evans.
had
Okay.
a match with Kofi.
No, I don't know who Trick Williams is.
He's on SmackDown
Trick Williams,
primarily right now.
bigger guy. He has white tights. I'm not gonna lie, he's kind of a badass, but he's not my style of wrestler, so I'm not a big fan.
He's Booker T's favorite wrestler.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like honestly, if you watch him, he's very similar to Booker T. And but he's like,
all right,
he's kind of like a mixture of, especially like with that recent promo he did on Sami Zayn. I'm like, that was like kind of like almost like a Rock-esque promo. Like he was like shitting on Sami Zayn like The Rock did. It was great.
I'm trying to picture who this guy is. You say he wears white tights, right?
Yeah,
he wears like fur. He wears like fur. He's like very.
Yeah. I have to ask the question because I'm trying to understand and picture this man, and I don't want to come off wrong. But you say he's Booker T's favorite wrestler. He's a lot like Booker T. Is he a African American?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to say it the wrong way. Ask the question like, what are you trying to say? Like,
yeah, his big thing is, when he comes out, like his theme music, like the audience that goes like whoop that trick, like along with his theme music. So
yeah,
okay,
it's very hard to miss.
Yeah, I haven't watched. I haven't watched SmackDown in a long time. So
that's fair. So yeah, he's been primarily, he's been primarily on SmackDown. So, and he just came up like not that long ago from NXT. So like around the same time as like Oba and Javon, those guys.
So just to answer your question though, Jose, and it sounds like you and Glenn have much more knowledge because I don't watch NXT either.
No, I don't either. I just know that that's where he's from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I watch like clips of NXT, but I don't watch it like as regular programming.
Yeah,
on my current radar though, from what because I mainly watch Raw, obviously, is Braun Breaker.
Oh
yeah, for sure.
I did not like him at first because I'm like, yeah, this guy's just another musclehead. Like, who gives a shit? Like, he's like a mini Brock Lesnar wannabe.
No,
But Jesus, he's like,
you got to look at Braun Breaker. He's he's the Steiner brothers together.
Yeah,
in
right.
One guy.
So it's like I see him now. He's he's explosive in moments like Lesnar can be.
Yes,
But he's getting mic skills quickly. Like, he's getting better at promos fast.
Yeah.
He can't do math for shit, but I imagine that's family
Steiner
lineage.
math.
That's family. It's unfortunately genetic. So
You're 33.5% something. I don't know. It's Steiner math.
But like, I'm really liking Braun Breaker. The other guy in the Vision, what was it, Bronson Reed?
Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
I'm not giving a shit about him.
No.
Yeah.
It
It
sucks
sucks
too
too because he just got hurt too. It just kind of sucks.
Like, I don't know if it's because it's because he's not good.
Jeff Cobb.
Who?
He looks like Jeff Cobb. I mean, I used to confuse the two of them. He's on I think he's on SmackDown. He goes by JC something.
He's part of
MFT.
the MFTs, like Solo Sikoa's like fake bloodline group.
Okay.
So,
But he's
yeah,
like,
I mean, I agree. I feel like, I don't know, man. Bronson Reed, I don't know.
He's good
man.
muscle.
I don't know.
Yeah,
He
might
is
be
good big
he is
man.
good muscle.
He's a good big man. He plays a good muscle, but like,
But I think
do I see him as like a main event guy? No. Like, I just
think
don't
part
see
of the
him.
problem with Bronson, and correct me if I'm wrong or if I'm off base here, but I think part of the problem is that it's because he's part of the Vision.
No,
It could be,
I
but
think
I
that's
because
keeping him
the way
relevant.
I'm looking at it, and like I said, I could be off base.
If he's
but
not part
right
of the Vision,
now-
he's not on.
yes.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that I understand. I can see that absolutely. But when the Vision first started, obviously it was Seth, and then those two, and then you had the Wise Man, right, or whatever the fuck he calls him. You had Paul Heyman,
Mhm.
but then Seth did actually get hurt,
Yep.
and now you had those two. But Breaker doesn't need a big man bodyguard,
No.
No.
so he's
no.
kind of just pushed off in the background even more now because he's not needed.
Well, isn't
Like,
Braun
he's-
Breaker hurt right now?
He is
So
hurt. Yeah, he's
yes.
hurt.
That's why Bronson Reed was front and center, because the only one that's not hurt was Bronson Reed, but now he's hurt too.
Yeah. So
the whole
now,
Vision's
now,
gone
now
to
it's
have
like
Logan.
all they have is
No,
Logan
you got
Paul and
Austin
Austin
Theory and
Theory.
Logan
That's
Paul.
it.
Logan Paul, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and Austin Theory.
Like I said, but I feel like when I was noticing, like, it just seemed like once Seth was gone, Bronson took an even further step back to Breaker, and there's really no need for him. They just had nowhere to put him, so they just left him in that situation. But there's no need for him. There's nowhere else to put him though, so you might as well leave him there.
Yeah, there's nowhere else to put him. If he's not with them, he's not relevant. But
You can't just be like, oh, he's Samoan, now he becomes part of a Samoan storyline.
that's where he started. That's where they put him in. He was part of the bloodline.
They
and then-
pulled him out.
And they pulled him out because he got injured, disappeared, and then when he came back, he's all of a sudden with Seth Rollins in the Vision. But I see him now being, I mean, prior to his recent injury, I saw him kind of like leading Austin Theory and Logan Paul as kind of like the side unit of the Vision, with Braun Breaker taking center stage. And then I think they bring on one or two other members to match Bloodline, MFTs, Wyatt Six, whatever, to give them that family faction kind of thing. But
like, Breaker
he's not
doesn't need
special.
that.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing, right? I think as WWF, WWE fans, we've gotten very spoiled because we've had some amazing factions, right? And I don't want to take anything away from WCW because NWO was a game changer, and then they killed it when they just added everybody to NWO. Like, everybody was NWO.
Yeah.
But like, DX was great, but what made DX so great, because I liked it when it was Triple H and Shawn Michaels, but DX got really great when it was Triple H, the New Age Outlaws, and X-Pac, right? Everybody filled a role.
And China.
Yes, but no. What I'm saying is, very quickly, when joined, they very quickly got rid of China, right? And then they replaced her with Tori, whatever her last name was, who was
Tori
dating
Wilson?
X-Pac. No, it wasn't Tori Wilson. It was the other one.
I think her name was just Tori.
Yes, like they at the end they just started calling her Tori, but she had another name originally.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. The point is, we got spoiled when they made Evolution, right? Because Evolution, everybody was super strong. And now everybody thinks, oh man, every group should be like that. And it doesn't need to be like that. And I think that Braun Breaker, I'm a huge fan. I like the Steiner brothers, but I'm worried that if they keep Braun Breaker in the Vision or any other group, he's not going to be as strong as he should be. In my opinion, when Braun Breaker comes back from injury, he needs to just pull a Stone Cold, right? He needs to go out there
Stone everybody.
No, but legitimately just beat the shit out of anybody that gets in his way. Stone Cold, when he first started off, he was a heel, but then he very quickly morphed to just be, I'm going after everybody. I don't care. You get in my path, I'm taking you out.
Well, yeah, Stone Cold became an anti-hero and stayed there.
Yes. And so that's what they need to do with Braun Breaker, because he's got the size, he's got the speed, he's intimidating. Like you said, he's explosive, but his mic skills are getting better. And while he's injured, he better be working on promo skills with Heyman.
Yeah.
And if he is, and he does, I could see them pushing Breaker as like the next version of Stone Cold. Obviously not stealing his gimmick, but you book him like you book Stone Cold.
So not pulling an LA Knight?
Yeah, not pulling an LA Knight.
Yeah. I think if you want to make like Braun Breaker like a top guy, I think you keep him with Paul, but I think it's only him and Paul.
No.
And I think what you do, well, listen, hear me out. So I think so the way I think you really make him a top star is you have him feud with Lesnar. And I think you create this angle where like Paul like turns on Lesnar and like is like fully behind Braun Breaker and sees like Braun Breaker as like being a
future.
As like a bigger star than like Brock ever was. So Brock's getting older. Like it's at this point, like Brock is gonna start like putting guys over. Like Brock he's a lot of things, but I think one thing he is he's very business savvy, and he knows like that if his time's coming to an end, like he's gonna start giving back a lot. And you see that because like when he like does matches, like a few years ago when he did like the match against Omos, right? Like he didn't have to do that, but he did it anyway, and he like sold for Omos like crazy. So I think when push comes to shove, like he's gonna start like putting a lot of those younger guys over.
Is it?
And I think Braun Breaker should be one of them.
But is it now? Braun Breaker would be a good example of it. But is it fair to say that Lesnar has the eye for the business, but at the same time he likes what makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like Omos he's massive, so it makes sense why Lesnar would have a problem with that. You know what I mean? Why he would sell to him like, yo, he's a beast. You know, he's not going to go out there and like sell to like Rey Mysterio because like, all right, yeah, that's just not realistic.
But see, here's my issue, right? Like I agree with what you're saying as far as Lesnar, he wants it to make sense. I don't like the fantasy booking that you did for Braun Breaker, Jose, because I don't want another Lesnar. I don't want another Roman Reigns. And listen, I love Roman Reigns. But Braun Breaker does not need to have Paul Heyman to work. If I were booking it when he came back from injury, I would have him rejoin the Vision. And then I would have him turn on them immediately, right? And be like, where were you when I was hurt? Right? The same old nonsense that people have said in the past. Where were you when I was hurt? You let me get hurt. You acted like I didn't exist. You took all the glory for yourselves. And I've had enough of this shit. And then systematically beat the hell out of everybody in the Vision. And then when he gets the last person in the Vision, say, Paul, guess what? Next I'm coming for you. And so Paul runs back to Brock Lesnar. And Lesnar's like, okay. And they go at it. And Breaker destroys Lesnar. Lesnar puts him over. And then Paul could try to like screw Lesnar. Oh, hey, no, Breaker, I've always been with you. And then we have that moment with Batista, right, where he thumbs down and gets rid of Triple H, and you have Breaker do that to Heyman, and now you've established Braun Breaker as a genuine threat on his own.
Yeah,
he doesn't need Heyman. He doesn't need the Vision.
I'm picturing
tells him.
I'm picturing Heyman getting speared by Braun Breaker. It would probably kill the poor bastard.
Yeah.
Well, they put him through a table recently. Heyman went through a table.
That's true.
So I mean, but I don't think that's going to happen because if you watch the Royal Rumble, during the Rumble, even though I think he might have had a little injury going on, Brock Lesnar, you can see him mouth out to these guys, who's going to work with me? And he directed them to put him out.
Yeah.
And that was totally off script, because even the camera guy, at one point you see him turn around and look at the ring announcer people and just like, what's going on here? He's not supposed to be out yet. And he put himself out. He had them put him out. And now he's got this open challenge for WrestleMania coming up. And I have this feeling I don't know. I just got this gut feeling we're going to see another retirement like that. Just like, boom, he's gone. Or a destruction of him where he disappears for a long period of time. I don't see him being a long.
Who's going to put, if that's the case, who's going to put Breaker out or Braun out?
Well, the talk right now is
Braun,
because of
Lesnar,
because of his what he's been doing, what he did to Cena, what he did to AJ. People are saying Gunther's going to do it because he's now got this career killer, and with all these older guys now getting to that point, it kind of builds him up as the new strong guy. I mean, him and Sheamus, they had bangers of matches. I mean, and Drew McIntyre and Gunther. I mean, the guy takes chops and does chops. And I mean, I look at him and I go, really? This is their big tough guy? I mean, he looks like me. He's kind of overweight dad bod. Come on, what are you doing? But he's the one that's getting the attention, and they gave him that rub. I don't know why he got the rub, but he did. And Braun, every time looks like they're giving him one, they pull the rug out from underneath him. And I think that's because of the last name. Even though he goes by Breaker, he's still a Steiner, and Triple H has a hard-on against the Steiners. He hates them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
you know,
fair.
I mean, he hates Scott Steiner. He inducts him into the Hall of Fame only because he was told he had to. Otherwise, Steiner's never in the Hall of Fame. Neither is Rick.
I hate
part of the problem I have with that it's the Gunther part, right? And this is all because WWE doesn't really give a shit about reality. Is that fair?
Right.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
you're right.
Like I don't see any. I don't see Gunther as any type of a threat to Lesnar from what they've built Lesnar to be. Like, he's just not that. I would never put Gunther as a threat to Cena either. That was one of my biggest things. Jose and I argued about it. I don't like that Cena tapped. I don't mind that Cena lost. I don't like that he tapped.
They tapped,
I just don't like that aspect of it. Especially with the smile. Like, bro, you tell kids with cancer not to give up and you gave up. Like, calm down. That's not
that should never have happened. He should never have given up. They should have had him go out cold.
Yep.
I mean, I think everybody wanted that to happen. Yeah. But
I just didn't like that he tapped. It just is what it is. I don't, like you said, looking at Gunther, I don't see him as he looks like a general in a certain type of army that no longer exists. But like, I don't see him as a threat to anybody, especially a Brock Lesnar. But WWE, like, I understand they like to do like the whole David and Goliath thing where they had Mysterio beat Big Show, right? Like, you could have those instances in stories where you could have the underdog so far come victorious.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we just got to be real with what you've built your characters to be and not destroy them just because you're retiring them.
Yeah. And like, I agree with what you're saying. There's something about Gunther. I don't take him seriously. I don't think he's a threat. And people are like, oh, look how big he is. And for me, it's not about that.
He just looks like a schmucky German Miz.
When Lesnar was in his prime, I genuinely believe Kurt Angle would whip his ass. Like, and Kurt Angle was smaller.
And he did.
Yeah,
apparently.
But what I'm saying is, like, Angle wasn't bigger than Lesnar. Didn't look as strong. Definitely was older. Was definitely smaller. But I legitimately believe, okay, Kurt Angle's going to get in there, whip his ass.
Yeah,
it's Kurt Angle.
I don't see that with Gunther. I just don't.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
I don't know if it's. I mean, I think
it's the
part
characters
of it
they build.
Yeah, it's just like Triple H just really likes Gunther's style. There's a lot of like old school wrestlers that just really like Gunther's style, but there's also a lot of them that don't like Gunther's style. So I know Bret Hart has been like very outspoken. Like he doesn't like Gunther. He doesn't like the way Gunther works. But I think part of the reason too is that, I mean, I definitely agree with everything that you guys are saying. I think
It's all right. We'll fight about it in text message later.
yeah, no, it's just a matter of like that's their top heel. They're like kind of running short on top heels, I guess.
Was he? I guess he's on SmackDown, right? Is that what it is?
No, he's on Raw technically.
He's on Raw.
But
It's
it's
like,
like
when I watch Raw, I never see him. So
no, he's on Raw. He's on Raw. But it's like you
Well, he
have
was-
really good heels on SmackDown. Like Drew McIntyre is doing great heel work right now. He's a fantastic heel. He's
he is
like
their
he
heel.
is he is a guy that like for sure like can beat Brock Lesnar, and he's beaten
Yes.
Brock Lesnar before, and that's
But look what
believable.
they're doing to him. Look what
Yeah.
I mean, I know they put the belt on him, but look what I mean. He carried the company through COVID,
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
and he really does have. I mean, I'm not talking 3MB Drew McIntyre. I'm talking since he returned.
I'm convinced those are two different people.
Yeah. I look at them and I don't see the same.
you
I
actually
don't
look at them. Yeah, look, they look completely different. So it's like
Yeah.
this is a completely
But
different. Drew
you look
McIntyre.
at Drew McIntyre. He carries himself well on the mic. He's strong. He can handle himself. And all of a sudden, they've got him doing the weak villain stuff that a big guy like him doesn't need to do as the villain.
Don't get me
Yeah.
and Jose started.
You
Well,
know,
I mean, no, I definitely agree with Glenn there. Like, he doesn't like the way that they're playing him as a villain. I just doesn't make sense.
he's like a
for his
coward,
character.
and I don't see
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre being
Like
a coward.
he's not a coward shit heel. Like it just doesn't like he's not a
No.
shit heel. It doesn't make any sense.
And that's
Like
one of
he's
those
fucking
things.
Drew McIntyre. He fucking beat Brock Lesnar clean. Like
Yeah.
the same
That's
guy.
one of those things that WWE likes to forget, right? They like to, Men in Black flashy thing the audience, right? They don't want you to remember what, even like when you have a baby face, like what this baby face became and what their character was as a baby face. Like, oh, they're a heel now. They're completely different characteristics. They're now assholes. They cheat every time they can. They know we can beat these people clean because they did it as a baby face, but now they're a heel. They're now pussies. They can't win without cheating. Like they don't have any continuity between the character changes. It's just
Right.
like, oh, that's it. Now you're just a chicken shit.
Now
You
you're a
can't
bad
win
guy. You're
without
going to
cheating.
cower in the corner when they come chasing after you.
Yeah.
Right.
Like one more thing about Gunther before I respond to what you guys are saying about Drew McIntyre. The reason Triple H likes Gunther so much, I mean, it's not a surprise. He reminds him of Killer Kowalski.
Oh yeah,
And,
yeah.
and Killer Kowalski is
Okay,
trained
fair.
Triple H, right? So if you ever watched a Killer Kowalski match, he moves in the ring like Gunther did. He's got the same presence. His moves have that same like power and snap. And so I can absolutely see why Triple H is so high on Gunther. I just don't think Gunther has what he needs to have to be given everything that he's been given recently. Retiring Cena is a huge deal. Retiring AJ Styles is a huge deal. Right? And if you're also going to then have this guy retire Lesnar, that's a huge deal, right? Like he doesn't have what I think he needs, but I understand Triple H's perspective just because I remember when I saw Gunther and I'm like, this looks like Killer Kowalski. And that's exactly what it is, right? In my opinion, that's exactly what it is.
I mean, in all reality, and I imagine it was done before, but the only person I could think of that did like the same type of thing was Orton when he was the Legend Killer, right?
Yeah.
He just fucking
It's the same
stomping people and kicking him in the head. And then, oh, there he goes. They never came back.
But it's the same story. It's the same story, different guy.
Yeah.
And
Like,
Orton
no,
did it better. Orton did it better.
Orton was better.
Orton was more charismatic. That's why.
Yeah.
I will put Orton on my top heel Mount Rushmore.
I mean, bro, just like Orton's facial expressions when like Undertaker came out of the casket, it's like one of the all-time best like facial expressions ever. And that was during huh?
The confused monkey look.
Yes, yeah, that was like the best thing ever. And that was during that career that
The
Legend Killer
run,
phase.
yeah.
But I mean, even that was
So-
a better told story because I mean, you had him backed up by DiBiase Jr. and Cody Rhodes, who they themselves are Nepo legend, former legends, kids wrestling, and they came in and they were like, "We're the new generation. We're going to take all you old guys out." That made sense.
And-
Gunther, who the hell is he? I mean, he's a first generation guy. He came out of NXT. Everybody thought he was the second coming, and he comes into WWE and he's kind of quiet at first. And then when I see him, I'm like, I think that he went by Walter when he first came in.
Yeah, that was his original name in Europe when he was wrestling in Europe.
And I look at this guy and I go, okay, yeah, I get it. He looks like an old school, back in the WWE of Vince Senior.
Yep.
Okay, I get it. But that kind of wrestler isn't it anymore. Now you need guys that look like Swerve Strickland, Kenny Omega, even AJ Styles. I mean, if you look at what he came back looking like after his last injury, he looked better than he ever did in his entire career.
Yeah.
He looked, dare I say, phenomenal.
God damn it, Jose.
But I mean,
sorry, I had to do it.
No, that was great.
I've been saving that up this entire time since we talked about AJ Styles. Like,
Yes.
you've been waiting.
I finally got to use it.
and then a point about what Chris was saying as far as the way they treat heels. A lot of the heel stuff that they do now is infantilizing, right? Like when AJ Lee came back, and Chris and I believe you and I felt the same way, and Jose was arguing with us about it, but making Becky Lynch
the man,
absolutely afraid of her. Yeah, like absolutely afraid, like, oh my God. It's like, no, like you guys have never wrestled. You should be like, I've beaten every woman in this place. I'm not afraid of you. And then AJ Lee smacks you down and you're like, whoa, okay, I get this, but not like immediately being a chicken and running away.
Right. I mean, the last time we saw AJ Lee, she was a Divas champion, not when women were taken seriously in WWE. So,
absolutely. And
is she a well put together wrestler? Yeah. Does she have skills? Yeah. She's a fitness model too. I mean, she's an athletic specimen, but Becky Lynch is the man. Yeah. And she took a shot from Nia Jax, or was it Nia Jax with the broken nose?
Broken nose, yeah.
And she stands up in the crowd with a broken nose and she's just like, I owe you one. And she gave some receipts. You can't take a character that was so badass and all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, now she's, Bex, and she's this coward and she's going to hide away and she's going to stammer over her words and be afraid of AJ Lee when she comes down to the ring. Look, that's Becky freaking Lynch. She could annihilate AJ Lee.
Yeah, but like
this gotta be the attitude. Like
my whole argument though, and the reason why I was kind of like I was arguing against it was because I get all that, but it's the same. It's kind of the same thing with like Drew McIntyre, and you can make this argument that like the way that she's being portrayed as a heel does not match like her prior, run as a face. It's the same thing. Like if you watch her heel run leading up to the AJ Lee thing, that's how she was acting. She was acting like a chicken shit heel. She was running away from like Lyra Valkyria and Bayley and like all these other people. Like that's how just she was acting. So my argument was that like it made sense for the way that they're portraying her heel character at the time, which
prior to AJ Lee even. So
right. So that was my whole argument. No, I'm not saying it made sense because that's how they're booking heels nowadays. Look at, like we said, Drew McIntyre, like but that's like their booking decision, and it's like for that instance, it made sense because of the run that like Becky Lynch is having.
It's like
I just don't understand either, right? Like Triple H was never booked like that as a heel. Look at when Triple H started to gather momentum, right, during the Attitude Era. When he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley, when he was like all of that.
He was more arrogant. He was like an arrogant heel.
Yes, but he wasn't a chicken shit.
Right.
And then when he was the Game, he absolutely wasn't chicken shit. Yeah. He was a heel, but he won by hitting people with a sledgehammer when the ref wasn't looking, right?
He'd still cheat though, but he wasn't chicken shit.
But he wouldn't run away. Like he wouldn't run away.
His was, hey, he's like, I'm the Game. I'm going to beat your ass, but I'm also going to hit you with a sledgehammer, so I know I'm going to win. So fuck you.
The only person he ran from was Stone Cold,
and Goldberg. He did run for Goldberg.
Okay, yeah.
Well, yeah. Who's not going to run from Stone Cold? Like it's Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Like,
or Prime Goldberg at the time too. So.
I just feel like.
I mean, bootleg Stone Cold.
I feel like what they're doing with heels now is crazy. Because I thought there was so much more value in having Becky Lynch like stand up and say, "Who do you think you are? You haven't been here in 10 years, right? Like I'm the man. I run this thing." And then when AJ Lee gets in her face, Becky doesn't back down. And then maybe AJ Lee punches her, right? Or slaps her. And Becky's like, oh, okay, well, now I got to be a little cautious about what's going on. But just the immediate running away thing, it's like, she hasn't been in a wrestling ring for 10 years. You are not afraid of her. Let's be realistic.
Like cowering, like damn, you're crying in the ring. Like
I would have loved for her to show up when AJ Lee showed back up, and with like being who she is and how she's supposedly influential and whatnot, have her bring out the old Divas title in front of AJ Lee and drop it in the trash and go, that's exactly what you are.
Yep.
You're outdated. You're trash. You haven't been here for 10 years. You don't know what the WWE is now. There was a women's revolution after you left. And we don't need you. We don't need the Bella twins. We don't need you. Because between me, Charlotte Flair, Bayley, and a few other wrestlers that are there. Because I mean, like they're pushing Jade Cargill now. I like her.
Still crazy.
Yeah.
I like her, but she's still too green. And you can see it in the ring when she wrestles. She makes too many mistakes in the ring. Someone's gonna get hurt by her.
She's also still like not super comfortable on the mic. Like I get her like attitude stuff, but it's still like a lot of it just still feels like very forced. But she has the look though. Like the look is down.
And I loved when she and Bianca were kind of like side by side, but you knew there was some tension there because they both have similar builds, they both have similar styles. But see, the thing WWE didn't realize that AEW did when they had Jade, they had girls behind her that did the mic work. Yeah. And she just backed it up with
like the female Paul Heyman, right? Like the voice.
She needs she needs a mic person.
They need to book Jade Cargill like they used to book Andre the Giant. He always had a manager to come out to speak for him. He never had to do the heavy lifting on the microphone. And for him, it was the accent, right? Like
in the Great Khali, same way.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, no, Jade has to be portrayed as like an attraction. They can't book her. They're trying to book her like a normal wrestler. They can't do that.
Absolutely.
Like she should not be showing up. Like in my opinion, she should not be showing up on SmackDown every week.
No.
Like she needs to. They need to like show her off as like a big deal. And they're just having her go on the mic and like do all these, like they're having her look stupid in like a lot of these interviews.
And
like,
I had high hopes for her because of how she debuted in the Rumble, right? Like when she debuted in the Rumble, that moment where she picked up Nia Jax and just like threw her ass.
Yeah, it was great.
Like, they know exactly how to book Jade Cargill. And then she disappeared for a while.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, they understand, they get it. And then she came back and she stayed. And she stayed.
And they teamed her up with Bianca.
It's like,
yeah.
Okay, you guys, like, you can't do this.
Yeah. I mean, she did have another really cool moment. So after she came back from like injury or whatever, and had that big moment at last year's Chamber match where she like literally beat the shit out of Naomi, and that was awesome. I'm like, that's the Jade Cargill I want to see, like where she just destroyed Naomi. It was amazing.
And when you have a Jade Cargill, though, you got to book her with people who can somewhat carry her because she does make so many blunders.
Yep.
So if you have the right wrestler in there, now here's the thing, a lot of people would say, well, Naomi's not that, but Naomi's good at carrying people. She's not maybe the superstar, but she can carry people. She can keep the match kind of going. She herself has a lot of blunders, but her blunders come so quickly that they fade quick in the match. Like you don't remember it. Jade's are these power slow moves, and it looks just awkward and wonky, and you're just like
and then they pair her with like Jordan Grace, who like just came in. I'm like, Jordan, like this should be a match that like you should be holding off for like in a couple of years, Mania. Yes. Like why are you showing this to me on like free TV?
Yes,
like exactly. Jordan Grace is somebody, she's a badass too. Like that Jade Cargill versus Jordan Grace, that should be billed as like King Kong versus Godzilla of like the women's division. But they're like, they put it on SmackDown and then they like, it's like a DQ match. It was just so stupid.
But is it just me, or maybe it's always been like that? I feel like it's always been like that. When you have the women's division, they take much more. WWE pays more attention to the size when it comes to women's division, right? Versus the men's division, where you could have somebody who you don't think would ever beat Brock Lesnar, right? But it seems like when it comes to the women's division, they have like it's almost like two divisions in the women's division. You have like the real wrestling, but then you have like they had like the comedic side where it's just like, oh, it's women's wrestling. It's not taken as serious. So like Jade's on the top end where it's like, yo, this is a real wrestling. We're taking her serious, and we need to throw her opponents that will match that. Like you're not gonna go and throw some of the I can't even think of the women's names right now. Yeah. But like, well, like you wouldn't throw like Liv Morgan in all reality against Jade. Like that's just not gonna happen. That's not that. There's no world where that will ever win. Yeah. Right.
Well, I mean, they're portraying like Liv Morgan's like they're portraying as like the cheat heel who's gonna cheat all the time. Yeah. She has like basically the equivalent of like Diesel of like the women's division on her side, and like Raquel Rodriguez, who actually looks like fucking like a big deal because she's huge.
Well, so, I'm saying, their women's division is very separated, like real wrestling to just like divas. Like they have the women's and then they have divas still. Like it's really separated.
And poor Natty sitting somewhere in the middle who never gets a shot.
Natty needs to go somewhere.
I don't know what they're doing. Like this is like the worst gimmick they've ever had for her.
Oh yeah,
Natty
so dumb.
She's not even good at working. Like she used to work really well, but like she's fallen off when it comes to working.
Mm-hmm.
But she's just horrible on the mic, and not one single character she's ever done, except for like the crazy cat lady, has ever seemed like a real character at all. Like she's never seemed comfortable.
The problem is that they're portraying her as like this like MMA artist, and I'm like, you literally already had that in like Shayna Baszler, who did it better. So it's like, why are you trying to like do this thing where like Natty's this MMA person,
like,
and it's just not believable.
You take Shayna out, right? Because I don't know Shayna's whole thing, right? But like, where in this world would you see Natty and think she could beat Ronda Rousey? Like,
right? Exactly.
No.
Like she cannot hold a candle to Ronda Rousey. She cannot candle to Shayna Baszler. Like it's no.
Yeah. I do agree with what Jose said. I think that having Jordan Grace and Jade Cargill on SmackDown was an absolute mistake that they're gonna regret later. I think that it would have been better to just have them constantly like looking at one another, like a look here, a look there, maybe a word, and then after like a year or two, now these two titans have to face off. And while they can still do that, they've absolutely lost a significant amount of impact.
They've dropped the ball with Jordan Grace 110%. She is now fading off into almost a comedic kind of role. She's never going to be
the divas realm versus the women's.
Because they don't know what to do with her.
Yeah,
it's like who's that other girl? She's blonde. She's like super strong. She came in with that tag team of brothers. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Ivy Nile.
Like Ivy Nile. Ivy Nile. Right,
Nivel.
Yeah,
you said it right. Ivy Nile.
She is an absolute badass as well, but they kind of just had her getting her ass beat and not really doing anything, and now people are never going to take her seriously.
Never.
And so it's like you have these women who could do amazing things if you book them properly, but you refuse to book them properly.
Yeah.
So I'm horrible with names, especially when it comes to the women's division, amongst the newer talent. Who's the horny girl that wears the horns?
Stephanie Vaquer.
All right, now I like her for reasons, but at the same time,
what reasons are those, Chris?
Careful.
What reasons are those, Chris?
I like how she works.
She likes Randy Orton and Roman Reigns and you know all those.
I like this one move that she does. It's very interesting. Booker T likes it a lot. So
yeah, she took a lot of inspiration from like Rikishi, but made it her own. Like I like that type of stuff. No, but in real like, because like I said, I only watch Raw, so
yeah.
The matches I've seen
she's fucking great. Like
the matches I've seen with her are great. Even though as much as people love and jokingly the finisher, I think that's the stupidest fucking finisher for somebody who wrestles as good as she does.
Yeah.
I feel like it's wasted on her. Like it kind of dumbs her down.
It diminishes her character.
Yeah, because she seems like a real threat, at least for the smaller women in the division. Like,
And if you gave that move to, like, say, Liv Tyler, I could see it, and it would fit her kind of character. It's kind of sleazy. That's kind of who Liv Tyler is.
I'd even give it to Naomi just because of how big that rear end is. Like, I feel like it would work with Naomi.
Well, she already
fine.
does like the big booty bump.
Well, no,
moves
like,
and stuff, so.
but here's the thing, right? So while I don't disagree with you, it's also difficult because no one has a damn thing to say about thanks, dog. Nobody has a damn thing to say about Rhea Ripley doing Rikishi's move. Right? Like, that is comedic and ridiculous and for no other reason because the fans would like it. And
Rhea Ripley does the stink face?
Yes.
She did it like one time. I don't. She doesn't do it very often.
She's done it more than once.
Okay, she doesn't do it
all
very
the time,
often.
but she does do it. Like, she pulls up.
She does it like
pulls up
house
her
shows
trunks
and
and
stuff,
everything
yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like
I'm
nobody
just gonna
think about it.
I've got a joke there, but I don't want to get canceled.
But I mean, Rhea's like she's like doing, you know, she's doing tag team stuff right now with like Io Sky. So it's like, you know, they are like heavily promoting like the women's. Like, I mean, they put the women's tag teams like front and center at the Rumble. So they're like heavily trying to push like the women's tag division.
Yeah, because the men's tag division sucks.
I mean, I don't disagree there, especially on SmackDown. It's horrible.
I don't know why they can't get tag teams right anymore. Like,
Well, first of all, because fucking WWE, every tag team that they used to, for years, I'm pretty sure it's every tag team WWE's ever had. There might be a couple that break the mold, but it's like, why get invested in a tag team anymore when you know they're just gonna fucking turn on each
Break
other?
up, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like
The last were Demolition, 3D. I mean, those would be your last tag teams that didn't say turn on each other.
Didn't break up.
That's
Right,
a long time
Dudley
ago.
Boys, yeah.
like, yeah, there's the exception that makes the rule, right? But like,
That was a long time ago, though.
but same thing with even factions, right? Why get invested in a faction anymore when every faction eventually just breaks up? And it's
Mhm.
not like they break up like, hey man, you know what? This was a good run. We're still gonna be friends, and and still like show that they were friends before. It's like they just end it. Like now they're just all sworn enemies of the Intergalactic. Like we just don't fuck with you anymore because we're just not. And that's always bothered me.
Yeah.
And like they even did it for a while. They were hinting at it for years with the Usos, right? Like you keep seeing like there'd be like the little hint that I don't know which Uso it was, but one of them would like have a look like, oh shit, they're gonna fucking break them up.
It was
they
Jimmy.
never
Jimmy would give
did.
the look, and then he had the DUI, and then it was like, well, we got to do something here. So they went to Jay, and that's why he gets the push now.
And then they did the whole thing where they had the ones what the fuck was it
The bloodline.
the bloodline, yeah, they had the whole bloodline thing. So like they had them break up there, but they didn't break up as a tag team. They broke up as the faction. So like
As
it wasn't the
faction.
same type of breakup. Because then they still wound up like, all right, we're still brothers though. So like they still like, but if you're in a faction or a tag team, like don't get comfortable because you're gonna get broken up. It's almost like being in a tag team with Shawn Michaels. You're gonna get kicked in the face. Like
Well,
you just know it's gonna happen.
Well, like that. Shawn Michaels is the primary reason why like tag teams break up so often in the first place. Like,
It's like,
ever since the barbershop incident, like that's always been the go-to. Like,
yeah, but I mean, it was before that, right? Like,
yeah, but it didn't happen as often. Is a thing like after.
Well,
You know,
okay, the
that whole thing
Bushwhackers never
happened.
broke up. Like,
I
but
mean,
look at what happened with
true.
Mega Powers.
Yeah, but they were never really like a dedicated tag team.
No,
They
but
were
I mean,
just like,
even then, Vince was like, "Nah, we got to make this crazy. Like, we have to make a blood feud occur here."
yeah, but like the Road Warriors never broke up. You know what I mean? Like the
Heart
Demolition,
Foundation.
yeah, Heart Foundation. Like there's a ton of tag teams that like never broke up.
I mean,
But that was all a long time ago. I mean, nowadays it's like they throw two random guys together, like, oh, Rey Mysterio and
Charles
I don't
Robinson.
yeah,
LA Knight.
AJ Styles and Dragon Lee go.
but it's like those like when
Well,
they
then
do
I liked
those
it.
But like when they do those, you expect those to eventually break up. It's like wherever it's a temporary team, like they'll break up.
The only team
But
I
when you
think right
give
now
them a
that
name
hasn't,
together,
yeah, I think the only team really right now that hasn't, and technically they did, but they didn't, is the New Day because
The Street Profits.
they kicked out Big E, but like Kofi and Xavier has been together forever. Street Profits too, but they haven't been on TV in forever. So
yeah, but even like New Day currently, but even then they've hinted at it several times over the years, right? There was that like it looked like they were getting ready to break them up, but then they turned them both heel versus just Kofi or just Xavier going heel. Like they were hinting at one of them going heel. And you're like, oh shit, they're gonna break up New Day, and then they both went heel. You're like, oh okay, well I guess we're just doing heel.
I think at this point, like they're the exception, not the rule. Like the rule now is like the tag teams are just gonna break up.
But there's also dumb things, right? Like the Hardy Boys breaking up. It's like they are brothers. They don't just ignore the fact that they exist. They might get mad and beat each other up, but it's not like I hate you forever.
Yeah,
like come on, man.
Like the WWE just doesn't know how to separate a tag team into a singles division without just breaking them up and having like a bad blood and a feud build.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you guys are working great as a tag team. Well, we want you apart. So now you're going to hate each other and try and sell each other as singles and see how that goes. And it's like, why?
I mean, they do. They just don't care to do it, right? It's like Mick Foley.
It's laziness.
It's like Mick Foley and The Rock. They didn't hate each other after their tag team ended. Like they definitely could do it. They just choose not to.
Like it's just so weird. And I feel like when you have a lot of the times, like when they have a tag team and they're like, oh, you know what, we're just gonna break them up. To me, it's 100% laziness of writing a story to make them work. They're like, oh, we don't really have anything, but we can't think of anything. So we're just gonna break you guys up and push you to go this route and see how it goes. And then most tag teams work well because they're a tag team.
Yeah.
If you have a breakout star, you don't normally have them in a tag team. So then you wonder why, oh, these tag teams break up and why the individuals fall back into, obscurity because they weren't good individual performers. That's why they are a tag team, because together they're the attraction.
Yep.
Like
it's the Marty Jannetty effect.
Yeah, it's like very often it's like when the Backstreet Boys broke up, they all disappeared. But like when NSYNC broke up, only one went off. Like that doesn't happen often. Like it's like, if they break up, they both wind up vanishing.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, it's just I think a lot of it has to do with the writers, which and again, this is video game and it's fiction, but like when we started getting the power to control storylines in the wrestling games, when we were creating characters, we didn't just turn on one another and be like, that's it. It's like, hey, I'm going for this title. Oh, cool. I'm going for this title. Good luck. I'm going to show up and support you. Not I'm going to show up and screw you, even though I'm not going after that title because I hate you forever now. And that's the kind of shit that happens.
Well, I mean, I feel like every male, at least, who watches WWE or any type of wrestling growing up, when you're in like that high school age, like, man, I could be a wrestler. And then you talk with your friends like, oh man, if we were in wrestling, this is what we would do, right?
Yeah.
And I know we've all had that discussion. No offense, Glenn, you weren't there with us, but you weren't part of that discussion.
I had that discussion with Glenn several times as well.
I actually went and tried. There was this wrestling school in Miramar called Rusty Brooks. He was a jobber for WWE, and he went to high school at Miramar High with my stepbrother. And I signed up, and he had a wrestling ring in his backyard, and he signed up, and I ended up wrestling in a match over at Cooper City High School.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was a last minute thing, and I'd only been training for like 2 months, and me and a buddy of mine that I was working a summer camp with, this guy Scott, we went to the show because the guy Rusty asked us all to like support the show and get some money out of us. Yeah. So we're sitting in the audience, and they get through the first match, and Rusty comes walking up to me. He's like, "Hey, one of our tag teams didn't show up, and we need somebody to get squashed tonight." I was like, "All right." So I turned to my buddy Scott. I was like, "This is the only guy I got," and he's like, "Can you take a bump, you think?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." And this guy was like this, you know? So I was like, yeah, sure. And we went in there, and I mean, I got hit with a stop sign. Those hurt. I got thrown by my partner on top of the other team, and that hurt. And our gimmick, so this is 90, 96, 97. And what do they have us dress up as? Trench coats, sunglasses. They called us the Trench Coat Mafia.
Oh, I thought you were going to be streakers.
No. The only gear that fit me was this trench coat that they had, and I wore my black jeans that I was wearing that night. We went out there as the Trench Coat Mafia. How horrible is that? That's just horrible. And after that match, I went to Rusty Brooks' school that following, I think it was Tuesday, and I was like, "Look, Rusty, I don't think this is for me, man. That hurt."
But like I know Psycho, Cuban, and I, and even Haiti when he's on, but he was around, and our other buddy who's never on the cast, but our buddy Enforcer. Like, we always had these discussions, and I'm like, yeah, we'd have our faction, right? And we always had the name, or we had a name we've always gone by, is the NKAA. Like, that would be our faction, and we would kick ass. And we knew that eventually we'd have to break up, because that's what WWE does. They break you up.
Yep.
But we always said that, like, we would fight to be like, yeah, okay, we're broken up. But if, like, Psycho's in a match, I'm still gonna run down and interfere in that bitch. Like, we might be a faction anymore, but that's my boy. Like we can still be friends outside of a faction. Like, it's allowed. It's okay.
Yep. Vince didn't think
WWE's like, you're not in a faction. You don't know each other anymore. Done.
Who are you again?
Yeah. So I mean, what do you guys think about the rumor recently that Vince is trying to rebuy WWE with Saudi Arabian backers?
Interesting.
And make it private again.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm gonna say interesting.
It's definitely interesting.
I feel, wouldn't it be more? I mean, Vince is very egotistical, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand why he'd want to buy back his brand.
Yep.
But he's also a dick.
Yep.
I would almost believe more that he was going to use the Saudi money to buy like AEW and then go against WWE. Like, I feel like that'd be
that would
very
make
much
more sense.
the Vince McMahon move.
Well,
that would definitely make a lot of sense.
The only thing I'll say about him being a dick, he was a dick to his wrestlers on many occasions,
and his wife,
and
those poor girls,
and his children,
and the girls,
and
Ashley Massaro specifically.
And apparently he can't drive a Bentley for shit.
Yeah.
So.
Or limos, because they always exploded on the show. I don't know what happened with limos, so I'm never getting a limo anywhere near a WWE event.
Don't let Vince McMahon borrow your car ever.
But the one thing I will say, and it's been brought up recently at a JP Morgan Chase stockholder meeting where TKO was presenting to the shareholders, and they said, you know, during the Vince era, he left a lot of money on the table, and we're going to go get that money. And if you look at the ticket prices for WrestleManias, the last WrestleMania that Vince McMahon had like a major stake in the company, ticket prices for a good seat, and I'm not talking nosebleed, I'm talking mid-level.
Yep.
You were looking at $100 to $120 max.
Yep.
To sit floor, it was like $250 WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Now you look year on year. Last year it was $500 and something for a nosebleed seat one night. This year it's over $800.
Yeah.
And their reasoning was, well, Vince was trying to keep it priced for families. And I see that going on with like not only WWE, but like Walt Disney World. Yep. They're charging, you know, almost $200 for a ticket for a 6-year-old to get into a park. Are you kidding me? Families can't afford that. But here's the thing. You go to Disney World and it's packed with families. So Disney's going to keep upping the price until we stop going. Same with WWE. But that was the one thing I'll say Vince did look after his viewers and and the fans. He made it accessible to everyone because he was still of the mindset that it was wrestling and that these are people that are, coming with 4 teeth missing out of the front of their mouth, and they're hanging out, smoking cigarettes and drinking.
Because that's where he started, right?
Yeah.
He knew what the business was. He knows what the real base of the fandom is, right? He knows the target audience. Obviously, the kids are there. You want the kids. That's where you sell the merchandise, the toys, and this and that, right? Kids all day. But he knows the heart of wrestling is wrestling.
Yeah.
Yep.
He knows where it came from. TKO doesn't. They're like, hey, money.
They're UFC.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
They're Vegas UFC.
Allegedly, that's like the main reason why Vince wants to buy it back, because it's being priced out and it's becoming too upscale. And Vince, like, he sold a bunch of his TKO stock, and there have been rumors that he's already come to an agreement with some of the people in the Saudi royal family, and that he would have 100% control over it, and they would be essentially investors. And so it would be interesting. And the crazy thing is, I get the feeling that if he bought the company back, people would consider it a win. Like, they'd be happy. They would cheer it. And the other thing that's interesting with that is, for a long time, Vince was setting up Stephanie to be the face of WWE when he left or when he died. But now, because of everything, it would be Shane.
No,
Shane
he buys AEW, gives it to Shane, fucking Invasion all over again.
No.
We just go that route.
I'm in. I like the Invasion. I'm one of the few people that liked it.
The name on the contract reads McMahon.
The only thing,
Shane McMahon.
the only thing, Psycho, and I keep politics off of the cast, right?
Yeah.
But the Saudi part, I feel there's a lot of stigmatism when it comes to that side.
Yep.
For or against whatever, but there's a lot. I feel like that would be a big issue for a lot of the fan base. And would they get around it? Most likely. But at first, I think that would be a really big problem.
When those prices drop back down, though, people wouldn't be talking about it anymore, especially when Vince is like, I run it 100%. They're silent backers and investors. They're not telling me what to do. And
well, no, but I would be curious if some of the talent who was against those shows and originally going in there, if they're like, yo, you know what? We're jumping ship now. We're done.
They saw the paycheck that came with the Saudis, and even CM Punk's now gone. He's even been at Saudi now. It's true. Sami Zayn, who hates them.
Money talks, right? Money talks.
And
unfortunately,
to respond to what Glenn said real quick about Disney, he's absolutely correct. But I will tell you that, in my opinion, Disney's not trying to price families out. What I think Disney's trying to do is what everybody else is trying to do, which is get you on a streaming schedule, right? Essentially, they're going to try to get you locked up, because some of the teachers that I've talked to recently that go to Disney all the time, one of them specifically was telling me she's got, it's her and her husband, and they have 3 kids. And she's like, the tickets are so expensive. So you buy this plan, right? And you can go multiple times throughout the year whenever you want. But she's like, and that was really expensive. But after the first year, they let you just pay $100 a month, right? And so she was saying that essentially she's paying like $100 or $150, maybe even $200 a month every month. And she can go whenever she wants with all of her family.
For the whole family. Yeah, they have
so
that.
She basically bought a Disney Plus subscription.
Essentially, but again,
the parks.
It's like what now is going on is Disney doesn't want you buying tickets. They're making the prices expensive so that when you see it, you're like, holy shit, how do I afford this? And then they're like, well, this is how. You're going to buy this and you're going to pay this price. But after first year, when you show that you are a good member, then we're going to drop it and you're going to pay $200. And now every month, all 5 of you can go for $200 as long as you pay that $200 every month. And it's subscription based. And that's exactly what Universal is going to start doing. That's what Disney's already started doing. And I mean, it wouldn't work in wrestling, but I think that's what the plan is.
The only problem is you're talking to teachers that are in Florida.
Yeah.
And you're talking to people that live in Florida. For Floridians and people who live, like, say, near Burbank in California, getting one of those subscription kind of ticket plans, yeah, that works. I mean, I live less than an hour away from them now.
Yeah.
I can go after school with my kids someday, But for a majority of Americans, like, you're living in like, when I was in New York, we went once a year. We have a Disney Vacation Club, so our hotel was already covered. We brought food with us to go into the parks with, so that was covered. Our real expense came out of our tickets. Now, because at the time we had the Chase Disney card, so we used all of our points, and that paid for our tickets into the park. So really, essentially, our trip was kind of prepaid for, kind of like a subscription.
Yep.
But now that we live here, we have yet to buy those annual passes. Because part of us is thinking, going once a year is a lot. I mean, it's a lot.
Yep.
But going after school one day and then maybe 2 weeks later going, I think you lose some of the magic. Now, for some families, it's just fun. It's cool. I don't know. For us, I don't think it's worth it. But I see for a lot of families in Florida, it would be totally worth it. I mean, I yell at my mom all the time. When I was a kid in 79, they offered Florida residents a lifetime pass, $1,500 per person, and it would be good lifetime.
Yep.
And we were one of the families offered, and I mean, we were poor, so they were like, yeah, no, we're not spending that kind of money for a family of 5. But think of the savings that would have been now.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be set.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, it's completely off topic. It's not
Yeah.
wrestling at all. But fuck it, we're talking theme parks. But that's kind of what they do with horror nights, right? So they'll have it's not subscription based, but it's a ticket, right? But you have an option to pay a $350 ticket, but you can go as many times as you want from September 1st until the last day of the show, which is usually like November 2nd. You can go every night if you want, if you pay that ticket, or you could pay the $98 per night to go, up to you. Like, I'll pay the $350 and go 16 times.
And then make it totally worth it. Yeah.
Exactly. But what sucks, I'm in Winter Haven, so I'm not far from there. But then I have to pay $30 to park every fucking time I go.
Yeah.
No, you
That
don't.
sucks.
There's a trick.
Oh,
And they
don't give away the trick. Tell me later.
Okay. Don't want to give it away. Don't want to give it
Don't
away.
let all the other poors know. I want to be the only poor that knows.
No, but I mean, and to your point, Glenn, and then we'll get back to wrestling. But to your point, with my wife and I both being teachers and not really making a lot of money, the only reason we're able to go to Disney is because I'm lucky enough to have a family member who gets us in for free.
They work there.
And so it's like I can go, but it also makes Disney so much better because we can go whenever we feel like. We go for the last 2 hours of the park. Just show up, go in. It's not super hot. It's not super crowded. Walk around and do whatever we want, and then leave. And then the next day we can go back. And most people don't have that experience.
No.
And so in that respect, my daughter's very lucky because we have the family that works there. But if not, like, it would be the same thing you're saying. I would go once a year, and that was it. That's all I would do. So
now, speaking of Disney and wrestling, what is your take now with because I absolutely loved I didn't love it when WWE Network went away, but I love the fact that it went to Peacock, and I could get, because I was working as a bartender up in Rochester, New York, and whenever they had pay-per-views, I put up the Peacock on our TVs, and I had a packed bar full of people cheering that stuff on.
Yeah.
Then they made the decision to pull it from Peacock and put it on ESPN Plus. Now, here's the difference. Peacock, $9 a month for their service?
Yep.
ESPN Plus, $29 a month.
Yeah, but I don't know if you've noticed it recently, but I actually when my father was up visiting, he wanted to watch something on Peacock. I don't remember what it was. But I had to resubscribe, and Peacock was $17 a month.
Yeah, if you're not subscribed and you let your subscription end, they get you with the new prices now. And yeah,
Yeah.
they're like 17. But if you're still on from back when WWE first joined on, I mean, I still have Roman Reigns as my profile pick. So, and it's weird because there's nothing. I mean, they still have like, you can go and watch SmackDown from like 3 months ago, great, wonderful. But putting it on ESPN Plus, I think, was a huge, and this is TKO's influence because they're UFC. UFC has a relationship with Disney, with ESPN. I don't know. I was upset because I had this Peacock subscription only for that reason, for those pay-per-views.
So on Peacock, is that where you get the actual pay-per-views now? Is on Peacock?
Used to be.
That's where it used to be. Now it's on ESPN Plus.
All right, so now it's on ESPN. Okay.
Yeah.
But even then, like, obviously when you go from $9 a month on Peacock, or when you had, if you had the actual when they had the network, the WWE network, like you had to pay. It was a small fee. But are we all forgetting that we used to pay like $50 to $65
for a pay-per-view
just for one pay-per-view?
Yeah, true.
But
I
never bought them.
The last time we watched WrestleMania, guys, at my house before the network started, WrestleMania was $90.
Yeah, it was expensive.
So it's like, to get it, like I especially when you compare it to where it was like on Peacock for such a cheaper price, like, oh man, it's $29 now. You're getting access to, if you like ESPN, you get all that shit too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a horrible deal. I wouldn't do it because I don't give a shit about ESPN.
Same here. And see, the thing about Peacock was there were things on Peacock I wanted to watch. So it was like, oh, okay, I'm getting my cake and eating it too. And now they took my cake away.
No, but can't you get like one of those things that like blocks a VPN or some shit and you can get it through Netflix?
Yeah. And see, that's what I dislike about the whole thing.
Why did Stephanie McMahon suggest people do that?
It's like, why do we have to have several streaming services to watch WWE?
Yeah, you can't like put everything on Netflix.
You gotta have Netflix for Raw. You gotta have either an antenna or something else for SmackDown. Then you gotta have ESPN for the pay-per-view. It's like, that doesn't make sense. Just put it all on one thing. In every other country,
and like Netflix has the money. Like Netflix,
but again, to be fair,
buy the
just
rights.
to play devil's advocate because it's fun. You used to have to watch on USA, then on Channel 8, and then pay-per-views. This is still the same three. Like,
but all of those
were on cable.
Yes, but all of those things were basic cable.
Yeah, they were just cable.
So like,
you're only paying one monthly fee for cable.
I'm sorry, maybe I'm just poor. There was times where I didn't have cable.
Yep.
All I had was SmackDown because I had the bunny ear.
Antenna.
Yeah, that's all I got was SmackDown. I couldn't get USA.
Yeah,
you had to pay to have cable to get USA.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like the argument that I'm making is you are absolutely correct. And cable was expensive, and I didn't have cable until I was an adult.
I used to watch Raw at my place all the time.
I before I was staying at your house watching Raw, I would ride my bike to Adam's house and spend the night Monday night so that we could watch Raw, and I'd just go to school on Tuesday since we had the bus stop was right by his house. But you could watch all of it with basic cable, and basic cable at the time was like $35, and you could watch everything there. But at home, I had SmackDown. It was on free TV. That's what I watched, and that's how it went. But now it's like you have to pay for Netflix, and Netflix is $20-something a month. You got to pay for ESPN Plus, which if you do that by itself is like $20-something a month, right? It's just it's way more expensive than it needs to be. And I think the reason people are pissed off about it is because in every other country but America, you can watch Raw and the pay-per-views on Netflix. And here in America, they were like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to sell it to another company, but we're going to let them have it everywhere else.
Is this Joe bragging about WrestleMania 1? Fucking
yes.
Joe. I feel like Joe was was alive at the creation of Earth sometimes. Joe I know you're new to the show, Glenn, but Joe I feel like Joe is a guy that we went to a bar, had a couple drinks. He's got stories for days. Like he plays like poker, like online poker, or Robert Downey Jr. or some shit. Like he's got stories. Like great guy though. Great guy.
I mean, I got stories. I met Steven Tyler.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah.
You don't play online poker with Iron Man. Sorry.
I sat front row at Christmas Eve Raw. I met The Rock's mother and first wife. I brought flowers to Lillian Garcia. I got the crowd to chant things that are politically incorrect at Kurt Angle. So
brought the woman flowers and she still didn't fuck you, man.
That's not
why. Because she was like 20 years older than him. And he was a minor at the time. She would have been arrested.
Well, hold on. First of all, if you look at a lot of those lady teachers in Florida, they don't care about age, from what I've been told. Okay.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair.
He just has to look debonair, and he'll get.
They just can't afford to be on a list, so that's. Sorry. Too soon.
Oh man.
But yeah, I mean, I don't like. I guess because I don't like ESPN because I'm not the sports guy. That's why I
have no need for it. So yeah, just do the illegal shit. Get the VPN thing. Get it through Netflix, and all
it
well.
is.
Like I said, Stephanie McMahon hinted at people doing that. Like if chick that runs the show is telling me to do it, I might as well just do it.
Yeah. Well, I know that those Wrestle Talk guys that I watch, that's how I get to know about NXT. They're out of England. They're always talking like Hawk and Shark VPN or Surfshark or something like that. And they're like, if you put our name in, you'll get 3 months free, and it's only $2 a month after that. And it's like, well, that might be worth it.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Joe. Joe, I now hate you. Okay? Just for that.
He calls him RDJ. like Weezy's over here going, Robert Downey Jr., like very professional. He's like, no, RDJ and I were on the phone for like 30 minutes, and we're.
Oh, but at least he doesn't call him Bobby, right? Like, if he called him Bobby, I'd be done.
So, I mean, I know Chris doesn't play a lot of video games, and I know, Glenn, you still do some gaming recently. Jose and I were talking about this last night, but what do you guys think about the new WWE game or coming out 2K26 and the different editions? Jose and I got roped into buying the Monday Night War edition because of all the extra stuff that it's going to have. And then our friend Che is also buying it because of all the extra stuff it's going to have. And they've definitely gone out of their way to say you won't be able to buy the stuff separately. Yeah. You either get the edition or you don't get the WCW stuff and the extra.
Or you're going to, well, they have this like kind of like Fortnite kind of thing going on, Wrestle Pass.
Yeah.
Where it's a subscription and it's going to be reoccurring in order for you to get because they basically took a page out of AEW Fight Forever.
Yeah.
And they're doing seasons and subscription. And I don't know how, I mean, to me, that feels like the money grab. And
so the Monday Night War edition actually comes with all of that.
All the seasons.
All the seasons are part of that. So you pay
and they say you're going to save like $60 to $80 doing it the way you're doing it versus buying the cheap version and then cherry picking.
But it looks great.
It looks great.
I had 2K24 and I enjoyed it until I broke the game apparently, and then I stopped playing it, which really frustrated me. I was in the Create a Wrestler story mode, and it got stuck on the loading screen for a match, and it was on it for like 45 minutes, so I shut my console off, and now it will never load. The game will play. One? No, on the Xbox Series X.
Oh.
Yeah,
so on Xbox One, I had the same issue with the one where they dropped Cody Rhodes as a DLC. I forget which one. I think it was 23. Okay. When it glitched out and it wouldn't come on, and then it eventually went to just a black screen and nothing.
Yep.
You had to take it off and then reinstall it. But X is different. That's all.
Yeah, no. So the only way to fix it would be to erase my progress, and I was halfway through it, and I'm like, no, not doing that. I would have to erase all the save data and then recreate. I mean, you could just re-download your person because you upload it to the community creations. But I wasn't
starting all the matches from scratch.
And then 2K25 looked great, but I was like, you know what? I'll hold off. And now when I bought 2K26, or rather pre-ordered it, it came with 2K25 for free. But I'm very excited about the Monday Night War stuff, right? I'm very excited about being able to play universe mode and have a WCW with those guys and those managers and everything else, and create these different things. So I'm thinking it's going to be fun.
I got a question. Maybe you guys can answer with this new one. So, and I'm going to sound horrible here, but one of my favorite wrestlers, I kind of flirted with WCW for a while, especially during the NWO years. And one of my favorite wrestlers, Buff Bagwell, loved that guy. Met him a few times. Great guy. Watched a lot of his recent documentaries with, losing his leg. But is he going to be in the game because it's the WCW side's there?
We don't know.
I haven't seen the full roster.
They haven't. I don't think they released the whole roster. I think they're releasing it piece by piece, but they did say that there will be over 400 superstars in this game.
And 320 of them will be Triple H.
No, they're not. Apparently, they're not doing that this year.
Thank God.
Okay, so they actually do have the full roster.
So they have released the full thing.
Yeah, I'm on the official website.
Okay.
Buff Bagwell's not on there.
But again, that's not the DLC because there are DLC season passes.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a make or break for me because I can download them off Community Creations, and usually they're better than what they sometimes create on the game itself. But I wanted to see him like be a part of something because I've watched the documentaries on this guy and he's turned his life around big time. Yeah. And, I think he got a bum rap when the whole invasion angle came because he got saddled in a bad match. And then, he was going, obviously some of it's his fault. He was going through a patch with drugs and alcohol, and his mom calling Vince and saying he's not coming to work because he's feeling sick tonight. But I think he got a bum rap because I think he had that's something that makes wrestlers bigger than what they are.
Yeah, he definitely had the it factor, but in my opinion, I see why you say he got a bum rap. I think, at least for me, he couldn't get out of his own way.
No, not at all.
And that's what the issue was. The issue was he came in thinking he was bigger than he was.
Yes.
And he wasn't happy when they put him in that one match. He's like, this isn't the kind of match I should be wrestling. So you don't complain your very first night, your very first match, right? Like, look at Booker T and it was legitimate, but we could say it as a joke. 5-time WCW champion. He didn't come in and bitch about anything.
No,
right?
And look where he is today. He's still with them.
You want me to job? Cool. You want me to look like a fool? Cool. You want to have Stone Cold whoop my ass at a grocery store? Cool.
You want me to do a spin-a-rooney?
Yeah.
Done.
Anything you have me do that gets me on TV, I'm fine with. But Buff Bagwell was like, you're not doing this to me. You're not doing that. And it was because on drugs, right? Like overinflated self-importance, right? And then this idea that, well, I'm an established guy, right? Like I'm coming in, everybody knows who I am. They know who my mom is. They know, and we're going to get through all this. And that's just not, that's not
that happened
how
to a lot of the WCW guys, though. Unfortunately, they came in because obviously they broke their backs in WCW. They blood, sweat, and tears there. Then Shane and Vince and Stephanie buy WCW and ECW, bring these guys in. They do an invasion storyline. It doesn't really hit very well. I mean, I enjoyed it
because they made dumb decisions.
Because they made dumb decisions, and then a lot of those guys just disappeared. I mean, few of them lasted.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, to a certain extent. Hurricane Helms lasted. Chuck Palumbo lasted for a long time until he retired. His partner, when they came in, they built those guys up as beasts, and then his partner couldn't drop the drugs, right? It's like
Sean O'Haire.
Yeah. Sean O'Haire couldn't get away from the drugs. And a lot of these WCW guys, they came in with problems because WCW let them do whatever they wanted to do. And Vince is like, that's not how this is going. Like, you're going to not do drugs. You're going to not show up drunk. I mean, and even
Mr. Jeff Hardy.
No, because he didn't let Jeff Hardy do that either. All the time
he sent him
Jeff
a TNA.
Got sent out, right? But he did it to Scott Hall. He treated everybody the same way. Yo, you're not coming in here drunk. You're not risking somebody else's life.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, Vince
what if you're
also
Hulk
held.
from Legion of Doom? Are you allowed to come in drunk?
No.
I mean, Vince also just
He
held
did.
grudges too. So, like the whole like Jeff Jarrett situation, like he was just like, I'm gonna fire Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
So,
And he
so was
ended up
Stone
just
Cold allowed
not
to get
signing
drunk because
him.
it was after the match?
I mean, most of what Stone Cold was drinking, he wasn't drinking. He was pouring on himself.
Yeah, it's just all
So,
over his face.
but Austin said multiple times that after doing a good 20, 30-minute match, he was so dehydrated that he would drink. Like when he would drink them, by the time he got out of that ring, he was fucking drunk and stumbling.
But he was
because
done.
he was just so depleted from everything that his body absorbed that alcohol like that.
Yeah. No.
Well, I'm getting back to your question though. I am looking forward to the game. I haven't pre-ordered it yet. I'm still I hem and haw about it every year, and then somehow I convince myself not to buy it. Like when they had that 40 years of WrestleMania, I wanted that version, but I wanted a hard copy.
Yeah.
And they only made it digital. And I was like, no, I want the hard copy with that case. I don't want Rhea Ripley on a case. I'm sorry. Or
Yeah.
who was it? It was Bailey or something. It was something stupid. It was that or Cody Rhodes. And I was like, I like Cody. He's a nice guy. I like him as a wrestler. I like his characters, but I want that 40 years of WrestleMania case. And I even went to GameStop and tried to buy like an empty case. Like, can I just buy that? And they're like, no, we can't part it.
I'm not.
Now I know how
sold
to
on
print my
Cody.
own and do all that on my own now. So now I could do it, but
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. No, I'm excited for the game too. And I bought it because, like I said, our buddy Che, he's like, yeah, man, I'm getting it. We're going to, and I'm like, damn it. Now I absolutely have to get it. Now I can't be
Yeah.
like, well,
Yeah.
maybe.
isn't he the one that like beat himself up in a wrestling match with you guys playing or something like
Yes.
that?
Yeah. 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 He was attacking the ref until the ref destroyed him.
Yeah.
The ref killed him. Yeah.
I would consider getting it, but I'm not buying a whole new system to play a game. Like I just can't.
Agreed.
Fair.
I can't.
Agreed. All right. Well, I'm thinking it's 11 o'clock. We got to wind this down, but we can't just hop out. So Chris has got to switch it from live to
Oh, to stop the recording. Stopping the recording is important first.
yeah.
But yeah,
By the
no.
way, MJF is awesome.
Oh yes, no. I appreciate everybody coming out. Jose,
Thanks for having me,
coming, man. Glenn,
course.
thank you for hopping in and bringing another opinion into it and kind
For
of
sure.
being against Jose. That was fun.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. No, me and Jose and I, we bump heads when it comes to a lot of some people say a lot. I really don't think it's a lot.
It's not a
But
lot.
I don't think it's a lot either.
We're
but
just
we
like
bump heads
opinionated people.
about wrestling, but it's always via text message, right? But when we get on like the cast and we're talking, we're good. No worries, no anything.
Yeah.
Joe,
But,
next week's show is My Cousin Vinny.
So next week
Ooh.
we're doing a Collector's Hideout Watches episode. We're doing My Cousin Vinny.
Love that movie.
Two Utes.
If you guys want
two
to
youths.
be part of it, just watch the movie in preparation.
Yeah.
Oh, I know
I'm
that.
gonna watch
can
the
quote
movie.
that
I am not excited for this episode. So,
I had a lot of fun with the Groundhog Day episode. That was a good episode.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So I mean, that's next week. My
All right.
Cousin Vinny. Tony will be back for that because apparently he fucking loves that movie, and John and him like to quote it together.
listen, young Marissa Tomei. That's all you got to say about that one.
Old Marissa Tomei. Did you see her in Spider-Man?
I mean, just Marissa
Tomei,
Tomei.
I'm in.
Just Marissa Tomei in general.
Yeah, I'm there.
Please.
Jose,
Um,
she's single.
It's true.
But yeah, those who are, I think we only got one person watching now, but anybody who watches later, you can join us Tuesday for Drinks and Toys. There's never a topic, just whatever's going on in the toy community at the time, what we talk about. And then next week for Collector's Hideout on Thursday at 9, we're going to be doing the My Cousin Vinny. We're going to be watching it over the weekend or right before the show, and then we're going to discuss it. Well, Joe, that was last week. All right. That it was supposed to be the show a couple weeks ago, but then Tony got busy. So it got postponed.
Damn.
He did
Tony.
his homework early. So, but yeah, I know Jose knows, but Glenn, just hang out for a minute. When I end it, we got to make sure everything uploads first, or else YouTube gets stupid. So,
Okay.
but yeah, so yeah, appreciate everybody coming out and join us next week. And until then, Apparently AEW is a thing. Fucking boring.
AEW